Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome back to subject English class 7. Dear students, today we'll start Grammar-Get textbook. In this textbook, we'll see chapter number 13, clauses. So students, open your Grammar-Get textbook at page number 116. There is a chapter 13, clauses. Now students, in this first page of your chapter, page number 116, there is one exercise given to you. So first of all, look at that exercise. After we'll see what is clauses. Draw lines to correct the matching house to form meaningful sentences. Draw lines to connect the matching house to form meaningful sentences. Now look at here, this halves given to you. Half of sentence given to you. You have to match this house with this house. So it will make meaningful sentence. So let's try. Albert is a. Now here 4 options there. Which one is correct? Albert is a smart man. I am, you can say thirsty. And look at the colors here same. I am thirsty. Planets are round. It's good to be early. So students, do this house with another house. So what happened? You will get one full meaningful sentence. Here, observe this word, meaningful sentence. If I say Albert is to be early, so it's not correct. It makes a sentence but not a meaningful sentence. So we have to make a meaningful sentence. Now students, do these with pencil in your textbook. Yes, now look at here. What is clauses? What is phrase? And what is sentence? What are clauses? We'll learn in this chapter clauses also, phrases also, and sentences also. We'll get the differences between this all. We'll get difference among this all. Now first of all, I'd say you what is clause. You know students, clause is more meaningful than phrase. Because in a clause you will get subject and predicate both. So remember these, that in a clause you will get both subject also and predicate also. So clauses are meaningful than this phrase. In a phrase, it's not giving you perfect meaning. But clauses, at least you can understand because of subject and predicate. And sentences we have seen in the first exercise only. Sentences are always meaningful. It will give a perfect meaning. Now, continue at page number 116. So students, take your pencil, do underline wherever I underline in this textbook. Now look at first. What is phrase? A phrase is a small group of words which makes partial sense. Now look at what is phrase? A phrase is a small group of words which makes partial sense. Partial sense means incomplete. It's incomplete meaning. And it's a small group of words that is not written the subject or predicate or anything. Here only written small group of words and which can give only incomplete sense, incomplete meaning, which are known as phrases. Now look at some example, very small. On the table, mixed sense, not fully, and so on. Now look at here, very small. There isn't any subject, any predicate. It's only two group of words. Here 3 words, here 2 words. Once again 2 words, not fully. So in a phrase you will get group of words but with incomplete sense. Now look at the next. What are clauses? A clause is more meaningful than a phrase. In a phrase we have seen is a group of words with incomplete meaning. But clauses are more meaningful than phrase. You can easily understand meaning with a subject and predicate. But it may not make complete sense on its own. Yeah, here subject also there, predicate also there, but you will not get the complete meaning. It's better than phrase. You can understand something but not a complete sense. For example, I will see you when I have time. Look at when I have time is a clause. I gave it to him because he asked for it. I gave it to him because he asked for it. So look at here. A clause, I will see you. I is a subject, will see you is a predicate. Is joined with when. Again, I subject, have time is a predicate. I subject, give it to him is a predicate. He subject, asked for it is a predicate. If I say just, I will see you. It's not making complete sense. I have time. It's not making complete sense. It's a clause, but it's joined with when and because. Then we understand the full meaning. So, clauses are having subject and predicate, but it may not make complete sense. Now look at the sentence. A sentence, on the other hand, is a complete unit which makes sense on its own. Start with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, question mark or an exclamation mark. What are sentences? Sentences are always saying a sense, complete meaning. And start with the capital letter and ends with full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. Are you free tonight? Now look at here. It starts with the capital letter A. It's a question sentence, so at last there is given question mark. I like mangoes a lot. Simple sentence. Start with the capital letter, at the end full stop. What a helpful friend he is. Start with W, capital. Exclamation sentence, the last exclamation mark. So students, phrase is a 2 or 3 groups, small group of words which say incomplete meaning. Clause meaningful than phrase, but then also not complete meaning. It's not saying complete meaning. It has subject and predicate both. Sentence. Meaningful, complete, giving the sense of sentence, complete, giving the meaning of that things. Start with capital letter, ends with full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. I hope students, it's clear for you what are phrases, what are clauses and what are sentences. Now let's move to the exercise. Exercise number 8. Write whether the following groups of words are phrases. So 4 phrases we have to put P. Clauses C. or sentences as. So here we write the short form of phrases P, clauses C, and 4 sentences as. Now we have to understand first that what are phrases, what are clauses, what are sentences. Phrases are not giving meaning. It's an incomplete meaning, which only some group of words is a phrase. Clauses have subject and predicate, remember this. And sentences start with capital letter and with a question mark, full stop or exclamation mark. Now let's see. The first one. He is the man. Now he is a subject. Is the man is predicate. But look at, after man there isn't any full stop. No question mark, no exclamation mark. But subject and predicate is there. So, what is this sentence? Is a sentence? No, it's a clause. So, we have to put C in this box. Students, you too do with a pencil in your textbook. Now look at number 2. Sheila went to the post office. Now look at students. Your sentence start with the S capital and it's end with a full stop. Very simple. So it's known as sentence S. 3 children. Now 3 children is only 2 words. What is here? Predicate. There isn't any predicate, but in a clause, subject and predicate both given. But here there isn't any predicate. So this is known as phrase P. Now look at the 4th one. Where is the bus stop? The sentence starts with a W and with a question. So it's known as sentence. The last room. Once again, there isn't any predicate. The last room. 3 group of words with incomplete meaning. So, it's a phrase P. Where the children live. Where the children live. Now look at here, students. It starts with a capital letter, but there isn't any and. It's not and with a full stop, question mark and exclamation mark. So definitely it's not a sentence. The children live. So here, where the children. The children is a subject. Live is a predicate. So it's a clause. Long live the king. Long start with the L capital and with the exclamation mark. So it's known as sentence. When I grew up. Once again look at here. When I grew up. When I grew up. After no full stop, no question mark, no exclamation mark. But here I is a subject, grow up is a predicate, so it's a clause. 10 pieces of gold. Once again, half sentence, no full stop, no question mark. 10 pieces of gold. Now look at here, there isn't predicate. It's only 4 words, 4 group of words. So it's known as phrase. And the last one, that is the end of the exercise. Start with capital letter and with the full stop. So it's known as sentence. So students, I hope that this exercise is very clear to you, and I hope you understand very well what are clauses, what are phrases, and what are sentences. Now we'll move to only clauses. We have learned phrases and sentences because we will not get confusion while learning clauses. Now we'll move to our main point, what is clause. Now look at here clauses. Read the following. I will wait till he comes. I will wait. He comes. We have learned that in a clause, subject and predicate both will come. It will not say complete meaning, but subject and predicate both will come in clause. Now look at here. I is a subject. Will wait is the predicate. He is a subject. Comes is predicate, but it joined with till. I will wait till he comes. So it's a full sentence. But when you remove till, so that time you will not understand the perfect meaning. I will wait. So here two clauses. I will wait one until he comes. Look at next. They asked why I was late. They asked and another why I was late. They is a subject, asked is a predicate. Why I is a subject, was late is a predicate. They asked why I was late. Both are clauses. Both clauses make meaningful sentence when they are together. Now look at here. Study the clauses above. Each of them contains a subject and a verb. Yes. Here subject and verb is there. You can say predicate. Now the same page number 170. We continue with this. Now look at the definition of clause. A clause is a part of a sentence which contains a subject and a finite verb, that is, a verb showing tense, person, and number. As he writes, he is speaking. So here, clause means which has subject also and which has finite verb, means the verb which is showing tense or person or number. So it's known as clause. Clauses can be divided into two classes, main clause and subordinate clause. Yes, earlier we have learned what is clause, that which has subject and predicate, or you can say which has subject and verb, which can say about tense, person or number. Now we will go to another, that there are two types of clause. You know, in a previous table we have seen two clauses in a one sentence. So here we will learn that there are two types of clauses. One is main clause and another is subordinate clause. Now let's see what are known as main clauses and what are known as subordinate clauses. A main clause can be used on its own as a sentence. Now look at here, main clause, it's a free, means it can be used in its own way, in its own sentence. And subordinate clause cannot stand by itself and depends on another clause. Now look at here. Main clause, it's independent. It can use in its own sentence. But subordinate clause is dependent on another clause. Now another clause means maybe the main clause or maybe another subordinate clause. But almost it's depend on the main clause. In the sentences above, clauses number are main, A numbers are main clauses, while those numbered B are subordinate clauses. Subordinate clauses are usually introduced by conjunctions like when, after, before, till, until, because, as if, though, so, that, whether, who, and so on. Conjunctions such as these are called subordinating conjunctions. Now look at here, very nice way given here in a very simple way so students can easily understand. In a previous table we have seen that I will wait till he comes. Now till is the conjunctions. I will wait is a main clause. Till he comes is a subordinate clause because it's joined with conjunction till. Here given that conjunctions such as these are called subordinate conjunctions. And these conjunctions also known as subordinate conjunctions. So students, after conjunctions, whatever sentence, whatever clause is given to you, it's known as subordinate clauses because it depends on main clause. Whether main clause can be used its own way in a sentence. I hope students it's clear for you that what is main clause, what is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause always depend on another clause and which can join with some conjunctions. Now let's move for the exercise which is given at page number 118. So open everybody your page number 118 in your textbook. Identify the main clause and subordinate clauses in the following sentences. Underline the main clause and circle the subordinate clause. Here, after identify main clause and subordinate clause, you have to underline main clause and you have to circle the subordinate clause. Now look at the first one. I will phone you when I arrive. Now look at here. We know that subordinate clause depend on another clause. I will phone you. Free. When I arrive, it's depend on this. That when I arrive, that time I call you.